Good evening. It is always very nice to meet the beautiful lovers of poetry and be present among all of you. I was sitting there and listening to the esteemed senior poets, but I was mesmerized by the junior ones. I was really amazed to see the depth of talent that they have. So bear with me, especially the younger poets. I really have some good announcement for you all. Coming back to today's topic, this is an evening of hope poetry. Let us put it like that. Poetry, like we said, it's about comfort, and hope itself is a poetic concept. So I'm not going to talk a lot about poetry and everything. I'm just going to talk about the poetry of hope that I'm going to read from my book. The first book that I wrote, which is Cross-Stitched Words. And some of you here have already read that book, and some have also reviewed it, for which I am very, very thankful. This particular book, this is the book, and it is, what is it about? It's a collection of poems on love, loss, impermanence, also hope. So the book, it was composed when we were going through the pandemic, and the pandemic actually was a time of deep introspection for me. If you recall those days, we were not allowed to go anywhere. At least that is what it was in Europe. And it also impressed upon me at that time, in those dark days, that no matter how dark the time is, the lantern of hope is always there within us, and all we need to do is to search for it and, put it on flame. So, keeping all those things in mind, I just wrote this poem. In those days. It's a very short poem, and the title of the poem is In My Heart I Carry. So it goes like this. A certain green patch, a splash of spring, a part of forest, in my heart I carry, to cool off in its shade, build the nest of my dreams in shared solitude. A handful of beaming sky, a deeper shade of the yawning heavens, so full of beauty, in my heart I carry. To write the dreams with the shimmering alphabets of my blue, boundless soul. That was the poem. The second poem that I am going to read is actually from my forthcoming book. If everything goes well, probably the book will be out this year, and it is a very different kind of a hope that I'm talking about there. It talks about the hope that a displaced person has, the migrants. You have all heard about the war that is going on in Europe, the Ukraine war. Thousands and thousands of migrants or the Ukrainian people have been forced to flee their country. What happens to a migrant? How do they find their own identity? What kind of hope do they have when they are faced with those kind of problems in their life? So this particular poem is called Growing Roots, and it depicts a displaced migrant trying to resettle, adjusting to the ways of his new country, but with hope. So this is a different kind of a hope. A person who has lost everything, how does he try to find the hope within? So it says, 5 months into the lowlands, and I am learning how it is to be without war. It is almost like knowing a sea that has no waves. I shall always know the sea. Funny, I come off a landlocked country, but I am still stuck in the sea. Calm, sonorous on top, rough in the depths. The The dark water everywhere, rinsing me clean of my songs from Kabul. Why am I talking about Kabul? It is because there are migrants there who actually come from Afghanistan. So what they do is, most of the time they will, you must have heard about that in the newspapers also, maybe have watched on the television screen, how they just try to cross the Mediterranean on a boat. The boat overturns, they are all drowned, most of them. So this particular migrant, he says, when I came up from its bottomless depths, I had a new face. New wrinkles creased my skin. I was as hungry as the seagulls. I made a crossing to reach a home that is not mine. To this home I tried not to carry my yesteryears. I learned to cook pasta. I listened to the FM radio. My cupboard has a pair of second-hand clothes. I learned the Dutch language and I get a blue bike. I watch the images of refugees on my television, but they are not me. I don't know my own wars anymore. The map of Afghanistan is on my wall. I imagine the voice of my siblings in perfect recall, but I have no maps to return. I do have a small patch of land again. I will try to grow my roots there. Thank you. It has been my honor to be here, listen to all of you, and share a little bit of my writings with you all. And now, as Rituparna has given me 2 minutes, 2 precious minutes, I'm going to talk about something.
In stretchable time, you can stretch it to 3 hours.
No, we shouldn't stretch it, I mean, we should stick to the time, but I will, just bear with me, I will open this phone because I need to check the details. I don't want to go wrong when I'm announcing this. So basically what I want to do, I want to make an announcement and I want to talk about the UKBC Book Festival, which is going to take place in Harrow, London in September, from 7th of September to 10th of September. I've been invited by the organizers this year, but that is not the most important word. The most important word is this, that they have asked me to spread the word about this book festival. Now, why is that? That is because the UKBC, the full form is United Kingdom Bengali Convention. That is the largest convention of Bengali diaspora based in the UK and a grand celebration of everything that is Bengali. So, starting from art, culture, language, food, and of course literature. So it is one of the biggest book festivals in England where all of you can participate, where you can also, and the most important thing what they have told me is that the organizers of this particular book festival, they actually bring out a bilingual journal. It is in English and in Bengali. So while I was talking with them, I talked about this beautiful IPPL poets group that we have here. And I was talking about them, about Professor Bashavi Fraser, about our Sengupta Di, Omita Di, Ipshita. I also talked about a lot of other young poets, who have so much talent. And what I feel is that you all can contribute. Okay, maybe it is not possible for everybody to fly to London. I mean, that would be the best thing if that could happen. But you all can participate and you can contribute to this journal. Why is this journal important is because there are certain reasons why this journal is important, especially for the young poets whom I have listened to. I had the honor of listening to them today. So this particular journal, it is archived in 6 libraries in the UK. So it is archived in the British Library, the Oxford, Cambridge, Edinburgh, Cardiff, and Northern Ireland. The ISSN number is maintained by the British Library for this journal. So both electronic and printed versions are produced. So my reason for talking all these things to you is that it would really be nice if I can connect that part of the world with the IPPL poet group. Anybody who is here, you know, if you are interested, that was my main intention of coming here today, so that words can get, you know, we can spread the word like this, we can join the worlds like this, we can make even greater platform where so many people can come together and share their, you know, work of art. That was my aim. So thank you so much. You have been very patient listening to me, and it has been my pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.